right, so I'm going to be asking you some questions for my intergroup dialogue class, and we're focusing on social justice in poverty specifically. So I'll be asking you questions about that, but none of them have right or wrong answers, so I just want you to answer how you really feel.
Do they really have right or wrong answers, though?
No, they don't. And that's the thing. I'm not going to try to argue with you or like convince you one way or the other. I might disagree, but...
You're just going to be in your class later like, oh, this guy's views are dumb.
No, that's what we're learning is that like everyone has a past that like has led them to believe what they believe, and like in the context of their life it makes sense to them. So how can we understand them and their life so we can understand their beliefs? That's all we're doing.
Okay.
All right, is that okay?
Yeah.
If any questions make you uncomfortable, you can be like, hey, I don't want to answer that, and I'll edit that out of the video so no one's gonna know. We're gonna jump right in with a question of, do you believe that in America anyone can be successful if they work hard enough?
I want to say anyone can be successful with hard work, but there's so much based on luck. Like, I was born in the right town. I was born with the right parents. I got the right education. I'm talking too much. Like, I got the right education. And it's just so much success is just based on being in the right place at the right time and being born to the right race at the right time and being in the right town at the right time. Mm-hmm. So, like, hard work, but also a lot of luck is what I think. Sorry.
No, don't apologize, please. That's the point of this. You are so wonderful.
Oh my God, you're so wonderful.
Do you think in America every person can be successful if they just work hard enough?
I think that, like, there's the possibility for most people to be successful, but a lot of times it, like, requires other people to help them as well. So, like, your own personal effort may not always be enough, but, like, it may be about the ability to connect with the correct resources or, like, find other individuals to, like, aid you. So some people, like, have it a lot easier because they've got those connections really easily versus other people, like, may not have the ability to find those connections.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, so I think you're saying, like, your own hard work is necessary and is required, but for a lot of people you're going to need help from outside sources as well. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So first of all, just do you have any experience working with people in poverty?
Not a ton. I've had a little bit of experience recently, but nothing extreme.
Okay. What have you done recently?
Well, I just started a company that focuses on reducing waste and providing jobs for people who need them. So we actually employ people that have been having trouble finding jobs.
Amanda, that is so cool. As you're working through, like, building this company, what are, like, emotions you've had working with these people?
That's a good question. It varies. So sometimes it's pity. Sometimes it's incredible sadness. Sometimes, I hate to say it, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes it's disgust. There have been people that we've had to say, like, sorry, we can't help you because it's very apparent where they will spend the money. So there's a very fine line between people who need the money and are going to spend it to make their lives better and people who are going to spend the money to continue to dig themselves into the hole that's got them where they are.
That's got to be really hard. What kind of emotions come up in you when you think about your privilege and other people's privilege or lack thereof?
Everyone probably answers this, but I think it's true that everyone feels guilt. It's natural to feel guilty, but it's also, again, not a productive way to solve. Yeah. And then, again, you're never going to solve privilege, but, like, it's not a good way to be an ally. But I think that what we should try to develop instead of guilt is empathy.
I think you hit it, like, right on the head where you said, like, even though it's not productive, we do all feel guilty, and, like, we can all relate to those feelings, and, like, even if we know we shouldn't, we do.
What do you think about poor people?
In general,
Yeah, in general.
I think, as far as fixing the problem, I wish it was less of an issue for the government to fix. I think if Christians were doing their job and giving to the poor as the Bible tells us to, like, we wouldn't need welfare programs. So obviously this is a big problem, like, just in your opinion, because nothing's going to magically fix it. Like, what could be done that might help?
I'm definitely someone who believes in like social welfare programs to help people out of poverty. I believe in just giving to the poor, but that's because I think that that's what Jesus calls us to do. And I don't know if that's necessarily like the overall solution of like we will fix poverty, because I don't know that you can ever really fix poverty, but like for me personally, I know that what I do is just trying to give to poor people, or like and it has to do with like what I was taught to do. Like my dad, when we go to big cities, or when we go, like we went on a trip to Chicago when I was like 9, and this is when I first noticed him doing this, but like when he sees people like asking for money, he like can't say no to them, like and he, I don't know, and then I grew into that, like I also give people money on the street, and like I can't not, because I have so much comparatively, but I also know that like I don't always do the right thing, and that's not always the solution.
I think it's really amazing that like you and your dad both like give to the poor. Like, it sounds obvious to be like, yeah, I give to the poor, but like really in reality, like giving to people on the street, like very few people are that kind and like empathetic, and that's really wonderful. Sometimes it's hopeless, that's what I think, but that doesn't mean we stop trying.
We could create a college called Hopeless.